Next speaker is Baronet Bennett of Manor Castle.
I thank the Noble Earl for his introduction to this section on animal welfare, and I wish to commend to your Lordship's House the amendments 68, 125, 136 and 225 moved by my noble friend Baroness Jones of Moulscombe, and also express my support for the Earl of Dundee's Amendment 44, which essentially expresses opposition to factory farming, something that's a form of food waste that may well come up in other sections of this debate. But my primary interest in this group relates to Amendment 77, and I thank the noble lady Baroness Boycott for supporting this amendment, which is something of an orphaned amendment in that it relates to number 47, which is in Group 9. But I can see why it was put here, because what it does is it refers to consulting with persons and organisations that represent animal welfare interests, other relevant non-government organisations, and other persons as the Secretary of State considers appropriate. And I think this raises an important point that's something we haven't yet talked about very much in this debate in this committee, which is the importance of continuing decision-making that's made by the government, either by form of regulation or policy, to ensure that that is continually consulted on, that there is a process of what has been described sometimes as deliberative democracy. We're seeing an increasing spread of citizens' assemblies. We've seen it on the climate change, the climate emergency. We've seen the government running a number of experiments, which I believe have been very successful. So I would commend Amendment 77 to your Lordship's House as both in its own right, as the importance of animal welfare. It's something that's hugely important to the British public. And I would agree with the Noble Earl that welfare and health are inextricably linked. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But these are issues that the British public is gravely concerned about. We need to be consulting with them directly as the Agriculture Bill is rolled out, put into practice and adapts according to circumstances and events. And indeed, that should apply to all elements of the bill.